Hey, it's KingsDecree, and I might have been a little bit hasty to give this wound deck so much praise. Alright, so I made some changes, like I put in Restore because I wanted a more reliable way to get these Axemen out. I think I took out Roach for that because I just wasn't very impressed with Roach. And then I put in the Shieldsman because there's tons of synergy with that. Revive, and I can talk about it more in detail later, but that just happened to catch my notice immediately. So, so as you can see on my Gwent tracker here, I'm 11-15 right now, 42% win rate. It's not very good. Going from 60% win rate on, even at its worst, 60% win rate on Golden Harald to go to 42%. It's pretty rough. And I'm not entirely certain why. Because I could have sworn that this deck is a tier 1 deck. And I mean, granted, probably so is Golden Harald, but I didn't think the drop-off would be that severe. Even though I did go into Golden Harald with some Northern Realms experience, and not so much in Skellige. Still though, man, it's just, I have not been having fun with this deck at all. Except for like that first, I don't know what it is, man, that first hour, I was just loving it, you know, I was getting these ginormous combos off. You know, I was getting Axemen that were, you know, finishing the game, 50 combined points just from those 2 units alone. Or just scraping by with general utility, like from Coral and things like that. But lately, it's not been so great. And it's not like I'm going up against like all very high ranked people and I just happen to be lucky. This is over the course of like 2 to 3 days by this point. And it's still not like different parts of the day. I've been trying out different things. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain that there is a certain level of predictability in who you go up against, what kind of people you go up against, and what the rank is except during certain parts of the day and during certain days of the week. I mean, nothing concrete. I don't have any like statistics or anything like that just yet, but I'm sure that there's some kind of correlation between that, because I definitely feel like sometimes it's just wildly different from others. And I think that's just part in being a relatively small closed beta. I'd be curious to see just how many players are in it right now. Because I'm pretty sure.
Come on, let's go. Time to face our fears.
I'm pretty sure there's something like 100,000 people playing ranked right now. Or not right now, it'd be crazy. 100,000 ranked people or so. Because I know 1,000 MMR, which is pretty low. That's kind of your starting MMR, I think. And that's sitting around 70 to 80,000. And I would assume something like 20, the ranked community is only maybe 20%, so maybe 500 people. I don't know. I could be way off on all this. I'm just not going to talk because I'm probably going to be wrong. Okay. Come on now. All right, so I did go really hard on this round because next round I need to be able to play my 2 deck thinners. That's another thing. I don't really like that there's 2 major deck thinners in this deck. That'd probably be my next thing to the chopping block, because I'm pretty sure this is a good deck. I mean, it's from someone who's very reputable, even though I'm kind of, I guess you could say, butchering the deck to try and, I just wanted some more stability. I forget what I took out for, oh yeah, that's right, I took out First Light, I think. I took out a couple First Lights because I wanted, I really don't think that First Light's necessary right now, and considering it's random, I don't like that randomness. I want to try and get rid of as much randomness as possible. That's a big reason why I never liked playing Reaver Hunters and Field Medics and other Northern Realm decks.
Peace with humans? I buy that.
I love being in this power position, by the way, on round 2. If you win the first round, right? Okay, I'm definitely gonna just skip over that. Oh, yes, that's good stuff. But if you win round 1, you can go into round 2, right? And you can force them all the way up to like, 30, 40, even 50 points. And they still have to keep playing because on that huge bluff that your opponent. So I'm bluffing saying no matter what you put out, if you pass below something like 60 or 70 points, I will be able to win the game from that point, right? And the other person, if they don't stop playing, then they lose because they won't have any cards going into the next round. But if they do keep playing, they win that round, which means they keep going. But then I got it backwards. They keep playing, then they lose because they don't have enough cards. But if they stop playing, they have the potential to win round 3 because of card advantage. But then they have the potential to lose that round because the other person can simply drop everything they absolutely have and then come back from that point and win both rounds. Okay, I kind of butchered that whole thing, but the round 2 power position is really fun. It's very interesting too. I've definitely had those games where I was on the losing end of round 1 going into round 2, and then I would stop at like 40. And then just like, you know what? I have to to put it in poker time. I had to call or bluff here, right? And it's up to the opponent to come through on the other end. It's a cool thing. I like that. It doesn't really come up all that often though, I don't think. Because I feel like most often the person who won round 1 will try and just pass immediately or play something Siri. And then, or actually they'll concede relatively quickly. And then you don't have to really worry about that whole bluffing game there. But every once in a while, man, it's big. It's a big game. I think I've actually lost 2 out of 2 bluffs on that thing. All right, so I'm going to play my Shieldsman here. So that way, if my Axeman does actually get annihilated by an Eldritch Thunder or something, he'll come back just a little bit stronger. It makes any removal effects that they have a little bit weaker. At least that's my thought process right now. And like I mentioned earlier, the Restore down there, which is not in the original deck list, and actually got kind of a nerf in the last patch. But I take that so I can get my Axemen out, because the Axemen are the win condition. I have found 0 other win condition in this deck. If you do not get your Axemen, you will not win. At least in most games, right? Okay. So I think I'm okay to go with reviving the second Axeman here. I think the only thing I have to worry about by this point is D-Bomb. I've been playing up against a lot of these elf Skeletal lately. It's interesting. I actually kind of like the feel of that deck. Just even playing against it. Ambush not so much, but the elf deck I rather like. I like that they kind of flood the board with all these elves from this and that. Okay, so I have another revive if I want it. I think I'll save it just in case I need it for what's his face. And just go for the procs for now. I want to make sure not to damage those 3 strength dudes just yet, because I want to be able to combo both my Tremors and hero ability. So if I put them down to 2, then they would die to either one. I wonder how good this deck is against Gaels. I actually haven't played against much of that guy. If you don't remember, Gael, this is the guy who's trying to buff. He buffs all of his units by 2, and he tries to flood the board with like 1 strength units and just tries to overwhelm that way. I think since I have a Restore, I'm okay with picking a card out of the deck here. Oh, nice, I get the blue boy. Forgot about that guy. Man, I love that card. It feels so unfair. And it very well may... Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that card got a nerf in some way. Maybe just reduce the strength of the whale part to 1 or something. Oh, wow, he's gonna make you go over to my side. But I can just get rid of it, which is nice. with the boar here, Wild Boar of the Sea. It's necessary because it's just gonna take so much strength off in the long run. And anyway, he used a decoy for it, so I'm okay with that. That trade there. Although I feel like on the low side, I wouldn't have to do that, and I get more value by just hitting the opposing units with my axemen. But on the opposite side, I could get hit by the whale too many. You know what? I think the main thing is, oh, you know, I didn't even consider. He may have just been decoying the whale just would have been fine with getting rid of it and not doing the actual damage and using my ability on the card for Wild Boar of the Sea was just a net gain. Maybe. But I don't really have all that many targets to hit with Wild Boar of the Sea without actually KOing a unit with both of my abilities. So I think I'm going to go for the hero ability now. No, Tremors first. Because Tremors is only going to hit 6, and I know he's going to place more units here pretty soon. And also, if I play the Tremors first, I won't get... I don't remember the name, but it's the 5-strength elf that will cancel the effect of a special card in Smite. Although he can still pull it off. There it is. At least now I can restore it. That's why I say the restore. Okay, that's one Smite down. He's going to have that gold elf card that lets him bring it back, though. And this is just like, this is exactly why I find this deck so hard to play. You just don't really have any guarantees. Since, like, all you're really doing... Well... Oh, there it is. I figured. At least he's using it early. Although he may have another one up his sleeve. That would suck. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the cripple now. And then I'll finish with the coral on whichever unit he plays next. But yeah, it just feels like this deck is so unreliable because you can just smite the big units so quickly, so easily, so reliably. Whereas the only way to stop a D-bomb... Oh no. Oh no. Damn, that sucks. I'm still ahead though. I'm pretty sure I can still win this, but yeah, the only way to counter the Golden Henselt is to shut it down early, which is pretty difficult, or to D-bomb, which not a lot of people take. Alright, so this is the... he needs to be able to beat me here. That's like 16? 16 to win it.
Not bad.
16. Oh no, what is that? Is that stupid like elf ambush card? Ah, oh my god. Down to 40% win rate. Great. Or 41%, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like this deck. I don't think I'm going to play much more of it. And like, it's not even like that. I don't think it's not necessarily that it's a bad deck. I'm just not having fun with it. I think that's my biggest issue with it. It just feels like it's either you're so all in on the Axeman that if it doesn't work out, it's hard to pinpoint where you could have done better, because it's just like, oh, well, they had 3 smites, or, you know, half a dozen ways to get rid of my Axeman. And the Axeman, that's my win condition. If I can't get Axeman, I can't win. Whereas with other deck archetypes like Brain Discard, it's still kind of reliant on that warship, but there's so many ways to get value, like Morkvarg, or the other, you know, revived cards, or to be revived cards, and like Cirrus. Like, there's so many different ways you can get those points. And over to Sumerian Support and all the Glitters is Gold, or I should say, the crippled Bloody Baron deck and the Golden Henselt. Even these decks, like, you don't necessarily need one card to win the game. But that's kind of what the feeling I get from the Wounding deck right now. Maybe I just need to watch more plays on. I feel like I know what's going on, but it still feels like it's like it's balancing on a tightrope. And like the highs are so damn high, but the lows are so frequent. And like, I just feel like I lose most of my games just by less than a dozen points every single time, even if I play well. There's just not enough power there. And I don't know. Maybe it's just because Axemen are like so. Maybe it's kind of the same thing with Golden Hinsel, where it just takes a really long time to kind of get the hang of the timings and all that. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a 40% win rate, except for maybe when I was starting out. So it's kind of disappointing in that sense. Anyway, that's enough of my crying. Let's take out the deck builder here and just kind of explain some of my thought processes here and show it off again. Even though I pretty much already did that. So I took out a revive because I didn't like having all these revives in the deck when it wasn't. I think what I did was I didn't like having all these revive cards in like round 3 and round 1, where it was hardly ever useful, right? It would just be a dead card. So that's kind of the reason why I put in 2 of these Shieldsmiths as well. That way I would always at least have something in the graveyard, right? Or a more reliable card to have in the graveyard, while also buffing other cards that could be revived and get the bonuses from round 1, right? So that's why I had this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. I put in Cleaver because I was finding that my Axemen were getting cleavered a lot. I mean, they were getting locked a lot by Shackles and what have you. Man, there's just, I don't understand how this is a tier 1 deck. There's just so many ways to deal with the Axemen. And even with cards like our boy in blue here, and Yennefer, a Wild Board of the Sea, Coral, like these are so, like these cards are so damn powerful. And like this Archer and Raging Berserker, these cards are really good. It's just there needs to be something else, I think. And that's something I'm gonna try and sift through, but I don't know if I'll ever really figure it out. Yeah. I don't know what kind of deck archetype this is, but I've seen people use Savage Bear before. Oh, that's the Warcry deck. Maybe I should use Warcry. Keep the Axeman, keep a lot of the cards around it, but maybe get rid of something like, maybe drop the, no, keep the Raging Berserkers. Oh, wait, is that the key? What if I take out these Armor Smiths, take out the First Light, and then just put in 3 Savage Bears? That's interesting. I would lose some points, of course, on like revive cards on these guys, but on pretty much everything else. Interesting. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do it right now. Oh, you know I need 3, so I'll come back to this later. Do I even? No, I don't need 3. I'll just take out these 2 guys, and I put this 2 in here. I like that. Wait, what am I missing? I'm missing something. What am I missing? There was something else. Why am I not? There was one other card that I was thinking about putting in here because it helped synergize well. I can't think. I'll come back to it later. I know there's a deck archetype that uses Savage Bears really well. Oh, of course, Warcry. It's Warcry. So I'm going to change this deck list. I'm going to call it, we'll just call it Shitty Warcry. That's basically what it is. All right, where is Warcry? Do I even have Warcries? There it is, right? Yeah, 3. So let's see. What do we get rid of for Warcries? Maybe we get rid of an Archer. No, an Archer is good because it can proc my units. I don't necessarily need to get rid of one of these. Axeman is still a really good winning condition. Maybe Elzer's. You know what? I don't like Elzer's Thunder. I think I can get rid of First Light. So I'll go for 2 Warcries here. All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna stop this video and then I'm gonna make another one right after it, which will be up probably the next day after. All right, man. We're doing it, man. We're gonna make this deck work. See, I like this. This gives me 2 win conditions now. It gives me the Axeman, and I still have Tremors, and I still have Cripple, and I still have, you know, Blue Boy, Carl, and all these cards. But I also have the added benefit of Warcry. Wow, this is good. I like this. And see, the thing is, right? Warcry affects every row. So you can't just debomb one row. You can't just smite one unit because you have a whole bunch of units that are weakened. This is good. I like this. I'm sure there's some glaring mistake that I'm missing out on, but I'd much rather go for 2 suboptimal win conditions than 1 high risk, high reward one. I think that's my idea for this. Okay, and I know this is a deck archetype already, right? Self wounding for Warcry, but they use Clone on Crate. Or Crotch on Crate, whatever it is. I don't know. But anyway, I'm pretty excited. This is good. I like this. I want to try this out. This is fun. Deck building, man. All right. Thanks for watching.